At the beginning of today's season finale, I feel a little bit like a piggy in the middle. First things first, hit that thumbs up button if you could do me a favour, I'd very much appreciate it. Secondly, we are 11 points off the second automatic promotion spot, so that's not happening with 5 games and 15 points available to us. We're also 10 points inside the playoffs, so we're not going to be falling out of the playoff spots either. Meaning that these final 5 games of the season, league season, regular season, not strictly necessary for us to power through. So, we will have the playoffs today in the season finale. Unlike France, unlike Germany, there is no relegation playoff. It's, as you are in England, a recognisable playoff situation where, quite simply, the 4 that finish below the automatic spots will have a regular 3rd v 6th, 4th v 5th. Winner of those two-legged ties goes and plays a final. So it's a familiar situation for us, and I'm relatively confident against Alcorcon and Leganés. It's Sporting that are the ones that I'm unsure as to whether we can get the best of. But with the fact that the only way we could really play Sporting being if we finished 6th, I don't think we're going to get them until the final, should we make it there. It's looking like we're going to have Alcorcon. Febas and Dani Rodriguez have given us a 2-0 win in that league game. And I think it's just going to be a pretty straightforward sequence of events to get us to the playoff semi-finals. So, as you can see now, we have opened up a 7-point gap to Alcorcon with 12 points available. It's still 10 points down to 6th of Almeria now. But, of course, Leganés could close that gap to 9 should they win their game in hand. So, it's still looking very, very likely that we will finish in 4th spot. And even if we finish in 3rd spot, we still would avoid Sporting until the final game of the season, or till the playoff final, basically. So it's just going to be, to start off with, a case of going through the motions of getting these final 5 league games done. Then, for this season finale, we can concentrate on playing the playoff semi-finals. And then, hopefully, we can... You've really enjoyed your loan deal. I hope you can make it permanent. That is exactly what I want to hear. And Ndiaye wants to stay as well. I'm not sure about signing Ndiaye permanently, but Cardona, I think I'm coming around to the idea that yes, it would definitely be a good idea to make him a permanent signing at the club in that striker role. A 1-0 win thanks to Dani Rodriguez again against Fuenlabrada away from home. And we will continue to be in 4th spot. And the majority, if not all, of the remaining games of the season are against sides that shouldn't really be threatening us. Las Palmas, Albacete and Ponferradina are all in the bottom areas of the table. You can see Las Palmas 18th, Albacete 15th and Ponferradina 13th. So it's very, very straightforward for us for the remainder of the season. We're still 4 points behind Sporting. In fact, Alcorcon and Leganés now cannot catch us with 9 points available and the gap being at least 10 down to 5th. So unless we are able to leapfrog Sporting in the final 3 games, it will be a 4th place finish for us this season in the league. And then it's playoffs against Alcorcon, against whom I am quite confident that we can get a convincing semi-final progression through to the final itself. I'm not sure where the final's held in Spain, I imagine. I mean, they don't have a national stadium in Spain, do they? Obviously, we in England have Wembley, which is a national stadium. It's not used by any club, unless, of course, you know, they're in between stadiums a la Tottenham. So, Dani Rodriguez with another 2 goals. He's so key to us. So, I don't know if Spain has a national stadium. So, the final will presumably be either at the Bernabeu or at... Wait, it won't be at Barcelona because, of course, there's the whole Catalan Spanish national argument or discussion that is still very much rife in Spain. So, presumably, it will be the Santiago Bernabeu where the national side play the majority of their games. Maybe even the Mestalla. They do sometimes play in Valencia, don't they? The national side. Cardona's loan is set to expire. That is correct, as is Ndiaye's. Now, I hope that they will not expire until you'll come back stronger. Bela Kotchap wants to go out on loan. In fact, I may just give him the start for the next couple of games, just to try and improve his morale a little bit. Give him a bit of first-team football. Albacete up next. So, yeah, I'm presuming should we get to the playoff final, which hopefully we will. We've lost 1-0 to Albacete. Lovely. Cedric with the 1-0 win. Are Espanyol still undefeated at the top? That's what I'm curious to know now. 113 points. They are one game away, Espanyol, from an invincible season. They have Zaragoza at home. 13th placed Zaragoza at home. This is the most convincing league victory in a league that we've been a part of that I've ever seen. We had a couple of teams run away with things in the whole save, but never did a side win the league quite so convincingly on their own, away from everybody else, I don't think. And as you can see from the points tally now, we are going to finish 4th. So it will be actually looking like Almeria that we will play in the playoffs now. Alcorcon have fallen away in these last few games. Their goal difference is awful. It will be Almeria or Leganés, depending on the final results. Leganés have Sabadell, who are presumably still bottom, away from home. Oh, they're up to 20th. Well done, lads. Sabadell away from home. So Leganés you'd expect to win their game. And Almeria have Lugo at home. Lugo are also down in the bottom. Lugo are 19th, so you'd expect them both to win, meaning that Almeria will be the side that we will play in the playoffs. Now, Almeria are a side we beat at the beginning of the season, but of course, lost to by a 0 yesterday. So, it still is in the balance as to whether we will or will not get promoted this year, or even make it to that playoff final. I'm not sure how soon after the Ponferradina game the semis come. Danny Rodriguez, what do you hope I don't mind? Oh, the lads are a bit worried. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sure everything will be fine. Chill your bean. Right, Ponferradina, youth player unsettled. David Prado wants to come up to the first team. Really? Of everybody else there, you're the one that wants to get called up? He's grown by 3, but you're still pretty terrible, David. I mean, I'll promote you if you're going to kick up a stink, and we'll send you out on loan, but Tiam and Bay are still quite happy to be in the youth setup. 69 rated now, Sheriff Bay. Could probably do a job in the first team squad, to be honest, and Tiam is getting there, slowly but surely. Could maybe do with a loan spell himself, but Ponferradina away to end the league season, and then it will be the playoff semi-finals. A 2-0 win. Jordi Mbula and Dieju with the goals to give us a 2-0 win away from home. Alcorcon beat Malaga? Oh no, it wasn't Alcorcon we were looking at, was it? It was Leganés and Almeria. Oh, Leganés have done it! It was Leganés and Almeria, and Leganés have pulled it off. So in the final game of the season, Almeria must have slipped up. Have a quick scroll to the bottom. Almeria must have slipped up. They did. They lost to Lugo by 2-1 as Leganés beat Sabadell by 3-2. So we have Leganés in the semis. Now, they've been a side that we've done slightly better against, I think. Leganés, where are you? We lost 1-0 to them last time we played. Okay. As was the case with Almeria as well. And what was the first game against Leganés? It was early on in the season. A 2-1 defeat as well. Oh. Okay. So we've played Leganés twice this year. We've lost twice. £9 million has been awarded to us for getting our current league position. And up next will be this playoff semi-final against Leganés then. First game of which is on the 3rd of June. Time to head forward. There's no training for some weird reason between the end of the league game and the playoffs. So we can just zip straight there. I will see you in leg number 1 of playoff semi-finals. Do, of course, drop... Oh, yes, I know he's unhappy. I am aware. He's up to 70 now, though, which is good. And if any more growth here, 69 and 66 still for those two. Well, here we go then. Playoff semi-finals. Leganés with Cuellar in goal. Brandon Thomas and Borja Baston continue up top in their 4-4-2. And as we saw from the menus and the calendar, we've not even drawn against Leganés so far this year, let alone gotten a victory. But this would be the time to go and get that dub. Brandon tackled by Sanchez. Forward to Cardona. I'm going to use Fabas first. Look at Mbula on the move. Mbula in behind. And teammates arriving in support. I see Danny Rodriguez, so it's Sanchez that's there. Cardona should be onside here, trying to pull it back across goal, but it's a good save by Cuellar. And we won't take an early 1-0 lead. Obviously, with it being the playoffs, it means, or at least if it's the same in England, that away goals don't count. It's not a knockout tournament, it's the playoffs. So, Reina is considering his retirement, as you can see there. So, he's not played for me this year anyway, and we've got a new goalkeeper in the shape of Jaime Morientes as well, of course. Now here come Leganés with the corner after 12 minutes, or in the 12th minute. Win that header, please. Andrade does enough. Cardona, let's just get rid of it, please. No mistakes at the back. If we can stay defensively solid, then I'm confident that we can get the goals that we need. We've won it off him there with Andrade. Having a good game so far, the young centre-back. Fabas looking for Cardona. And there in the middle. Oh, it's Dani Rodriguez. I just have not been able to find that final ball. Until maybe now. Cardona! 1-0 Mallorca. A slice of luck as Leganés give away possession, just as I've been giving away possession in the final third myself. But Marc Cardona scores the first goal of these two-legged playoffs. And that might well even be the only goal. Who knows what's to come? There's been multiple goals in the first game against Leganés in the league. It was 2-1 defeat, wasn't it? And then 1-0 in the most recent game against them. But we've scored this time. And we're in front. Cardona tucks it away. Back to Rosales. This is good possession play by Leganés. I'm slightly concerned here that they're building well. And it's quite ominous. Here's RSO again. 4-4-2 can either be really quite comfortable to play against or particularly difficult. And previously in this save, I've not dealt with any 4-4-2 really that well at all. But so far in this game, we're doing what we need to. Cardona played through. I thought about cutting inside with the first touch, but the space opened up. Fabas, are you going to push forward? He is, but not quickly enough. He's not going to get into the space quickly enough. That's well worked, though. Keep that in, please, Koufré. Where's that whip of a left foot? Not quite there, unfortunately. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Still 1-0. Koufré having to use a lot of stamina up to bust forward and now bust back. And Ibanez could cause us problems. But Koufré, he's so good. He's genuinely really, really good at left back. And he might well, if dynamic potential takes over for him, be our first team left back for the whole save. Dani Rodriguez! At the second attempt, we have ourselves a second goal. Lucky again, but we are cruising at the moment towards a first leg win at least. This is our best performance against Leganés so far this season, and certainly the right time to be getting it. We've been really poor in a number of played games recently over the past 2 or 3 episodes. But it looks like, at least in this first half, we might be coming good at the right time. We might just be coming good at the right time. We are not necessarily dominating possession, but certainly dominating chance creation and the goal scoring too. 2-0 up, and we're a quarter of the way to the playoff final. Eraso again out wide. We know that they are a scoring threat, Leganés. They haven't been in this game, but they have been in previous games against us, so we cannot afford to switch off. But they're switching off at the back, it seems, in this first leg. They've done wonders to get themselves up to 5th. But seemingly throwing all that hard work away. Alcorcon dropped out the playoffs before we got to the actual playoff stage. Leganés and Almeria leaping up into those 2 spots. But Leganés are leaping out of the playoffs here because we are knocking them to one side quite comfortably. Dani Rodriguez is in the form of his life right now, and it may well be the form that sees us go up. 3-0 in this first leg, and still a lot of football to play. Nicely done. Rosales could cross here. It's gone back to Eraso again. Done a lot of this sitting on the edge of the box, Leganés, but you saw from the stats at half-time, there's no point having 60+% possession if you're not actually going to shoot or even find the opportunity to shoot. We've not even really caught them on like a classic counter either. It's just been straightforward, play some decent football, get the ball in the back of the net from us today. Which is so refreshing to finally see from this team. It's about time we started to play like that. This, though, is very good. And Ibanez has a shot that's blocked. It falls free and Casas gets to it. Okay, oh, that was poor. Well up, Casas. They're starting to turn the screw here, Leganés. But with 20 minutes to go in this first leg, they'll be thanking their lucky stars that away goals aren't a thing. Otherwise, they would really be in trouble for the second leg. 18 to go. Do I make changes? I think I might, just to freshen things up a little bit. Let's bring Pudge on. He can come on for Fabas. Let's bring Sevilla on as well. Give him a chance to play in these playoffs and have some part to play in a potential promotion picture for the club. He's deserved that. He's earned that. Unfortunately for Reina, I won't be doing that with the goalkeeper, though, because he certainly would give us more to worry about than any other goalkeeper we've got at the club. I think even Jaime Morientes will probably be better. Although maybe if we can go 4-0 up here, this one is a classic counter-attack, then maybe we can play Reina in the playoff semi-final, because we've got a comfortable enough lead. It would be a risk, though. As you guys are well aware by now, there's no cheating on this channel. We don't change the difficulty for big games like this. We don't replay games if we lose. It is what it is. If I go up, I go up. If I go down, I go down. Or if we fail to do anything, win a cup final or go up via a playoffs, then we deal with it. And it has happened multiple times in the channel before. This is a shock to me as well as you, I'm sure, that we've won this first leg as convincingly as we have. But it's a welcome surprise. A very welcome surprise. I'm going to give this to Salva Sevilla, just so I can at least have him touch the ball in this second leg. Kufre bursting forwards here. Let's go back to Sevilla there. He's probably still got some decent technical stats, actually. Ah, that's a poor pass. So maybe I start Sevilla in the second leg and start Reina as well before they both retire at the end of the season. Obviously, I can make sure I have Koke Vegas and other midfielders available on the bench should I need them. So we can at least, if we go like 2-0 down, I can be like, okay, lads, you've played your part, but I need my better players on the field now. Maybe that's the way that we work it. But it's Sanchez development schedule. Is he going up a rating? It certainly looks like it. He is up to 73 and up 4 so far this season. And it's going to take 8 weeks for a ball-winning midfielder. He's not quite going to be able to get that done before the end of the season, I don't think. Because we are at the beginning of June. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he could. Although, yeah, before the start of the next season. Obviously, June is the last month in any given season on FIFA. We've got a full week's break till the next game. Danny Rodriguez wants to say something about the state of the club. Things really seem to have improved for us recently. They have, mate. Thanks to your bloody goals, to be completely honest. Thank you very much indeed. Right. We will then play Salvas. Oh, I nearly quick-simmed then. We will start Sevilla. We will start Reina. We'll start Bella Kotcha. And Insua as well. I can't obviously make all of those changes in the game itself. Put him on the bench ahead of Lago Junior. And I'll start Pudge too. Why not? We've got a 4-0 first leg lead. Time to head home to the Visit Mallorca Estadi. Just see this through to then put the suit on for tomorrow. Have Leganés made any changes from the first leg? Yeah, they have. Juan Munoz is starting up top. Borja Bastón dropped to the bench. Shibasaki on the bench there was a very, very good player for them in both games in the league. And I did notice his lack of creativity in that first leg. Insua will get the game. Sevilla will get the game. Bella Kotcha will get the game. Reina will get the game. And also, where are you? Well, Pudge will get the game as well, but I definitely tried to force that, didn't I? Well done, Salva Sevilla. It's a good start for him. Right. Can we build on what we built? Build on what we built? Yeah, I guess that's the way to phrase it. Build on what we did in the first leg. 4-0 up from leg number 1. It should be pretty straightforward here, but we might well thoroughly enjoy this occasion. Oh, he might have been offside there in Insua. He wasn't. This is I just seen that mentioned top left as well. This is our 50th game in Mallorca management history. If only that had been the playoff final that had been the 50th game, that would have marked it beautifully. However, with a 5-0 aggregate lead now, we certainly are marking the 50th game in style to send us to a playoff final. To hopefully start the next half century the right way. Perez to Brandon Thomas. Leganés trying to build well here if they can. Munoz looking to get away from me. And there's Ibanez on the far side. They do need their Japanese creative spark in the midfield. They certainly miss it. Ibanez with a cross that's blocked. Gets the next one in. Bella Kotsap can only head behind for a corner, and after 15 minutes, are Leganés about to start pulling off the greatest comeback in Spanish football history? Well, Reina's drawn into the save with a header from Brandon Thomas. Maybe. Corner again from Ibanez. And it's a decent one, and it's won well by Mikel, but a little bit too well. Up, up, and away. Nice tackle by Bella Kotchap on Brandon. Arasso back to Rodri Tarin, lofted over. Powerful header by Bella Kotchap. Impressing here, the youngster. Up to 70 rated, and looking like he might be worth potentially calling up to the first team with the way that he's played so far in this game. Everybody that's found themselves in the starting lineup here that doesn't usually, to this point, has played very well. Are we starting to discover that we have genuine strength and depth? Perhaps overall ratings aren't necessarily to be read into too much, and if Bella Kotchap can keep up his good performance here, then I will probably give, because he's been a key part of our defence throughout the course of this entire season, I'll give Russo the start in the final, which will certainly come now as we take a 2 and 6-0 lead on aggregate. But maybe Bella Kotchap is earning his way into the starting lineup for next season. Whether that season be in this league or the league above, though, we're yet to find out, and we will find out for sure tomorrow. Ibanez with the free kick. Dinked over the top. Flicked on, and again, it's straight down the throat of our retiring goalkeeper. He and Salva Sevilla will probably end up as pundits after the end of this season. But hopefully it's a season they can see their beloved Mallorca promoted in before they do hang up their boots and or gloves in Reina's case. And he's keeping a clean sheet so far. Ibanez on the far side to deliver the spot, or deliver the corner even, and away as far as Perez. Out wide again to Ibanez, into Brandon Thomas. He's got support. It's a nice turn. It's well blocked. Again Ibanez into the middle. Oh, and there is to be no dream clean sheet for Reina, but it is surely only a consolation goal for Leganés. In the 37th minute, it's 2-1, but 6-1 on aggregate. Sorry, lads. Not happening. Leganés performing much better in this game than they did in the first. You can see that they've, again, dominated possession, but not by quite as much. But chance creation-wise, they're so much more dangerous in this fixture. We still have ourselves the lead on the night as well as aggregate. But as Borja Bastón comes on for Brandon Thomas, maybe, or Marino comes on for Munoz, 2 changes at striker. Have they changed formation as well? Or are they still playing a 4-4-2? We'll have a quick look. Still playing their 4-4-2, but 2 new strikers on the field. Brandon Thomas was actually playing quite well with a 7.9. Strange decision to take him off. They're two of their highest rated players, 2 of their best performing players so far. Odd decision to take them off. You'd have said maybe take 2 of the lesser performing midfielders off and throw 4 strikers up top and play a 4-2-4. Regardless, maybe those changes will be what they're after to perhaps win this second leg and regain some sort of dignity, but they're certainly not going to be getting themselves through to the playoff final. I'm sorry, Leganés. Dominate this second half as much as you like. You are not scoring another 6. Oh, that's a nice ball. And Ibanez inexplicably turned on it, and Reina makes the save. He's played through, and in that position turns around and looks for a pass. Why you do this? I'm not really understand. Oh, that's awkward. Puig not necessarily helping his keeper out there. If anything, getting in the way. Salva Sevilla anyway will do for me. 20 minutes to go, and Leganés pressing to look for a second to at least draw this second leg. They created enough chances to do so, but Reina's actually been playing very well. And fair play to him. That's a brilliant cross, and it is to be 2. Borja Bastón does equalise on the night for Leganés. They are going out at the playoff stage. They will play another season in La Liga Smartbank, but they've at least recovered some dignity, and they've not been embarrassed over the course of 2 legs, just in the first one. They will rue being so poor at home in this playoff doubleheader, because it's that home game that is going to cost them in the end. To Salva Sevilla. It would be nice to win the second leg as well as the first. Obviously, Leganés have worked very hard to get themselves this current 2-2 scoreline. But it'd be nice to win both and not head into the final on the back of a draw or even perhaps a defeat. Bella Kotchap is quite quick. He's not quite gotten to that, and Baston isn't very fast himself, so certainly probably needed to play that pass rather than try and take on Bella Kotchap on his own. Ibanez has been the heart of most of what they've done over the course of both legs, to be fair. Ruben Pardo will find Ibanez again. Lovely ball. Decent attempt. Ismail Casas is in the way, and Dieju, well, now we could have a proper classic counter-attack goal with the pace of Dieju. Oh, Cardona doesn't commit to the run, but it's because he knew the final whistle was coming. A 2-2 draw in the second leg. So, not quite so straightforward, but still comfortable enough to give ourselves a progression through to the next round. It's just, well, we were so good in that first leg. 6-2 on aggregate after that 4-0 win. I mean, they had 10 shots in that game. They were certainly much improved, Leganés, and that was more of the game that I expected to have in both ties. Just at home, they just didn't turn up for some reason. We have Alcorcón in the playoff final. They've beaten Real Sporting, so that is actually quite pleasing. For those naysayers, I will still say, look, still on Legendary. Sliders are still the same. You can tell just from the second leg alone that it was as we usually are. I will just sim training here on the way to the playoff final, which we will play tomorrow. In the suit, of course, as we always do. I wish I hadn't turned international management on. Or Rodez have offered a loan to buy. No, we shall delegate and see if they'll be happy with just a loan. Which hopefully they will be. The spreadsheet with the kind of artificial release clauses is in the making at the moment. Someone has been very kind to put together a spreadsheet for me that has a little bit of a formula in it that kind of works out what a realistic sort of release clause will be, and I'll show that in the start of Season 2 when we're actually entering another transfer window. So I must say, and I'll say again at the time, thank you to Andrew for putting that together for me. Very, very kind of him indeed, and we'll give him another shout out at the time when we actually show it on screen. But for now, that's all for today. Bella Kotchap is wanting to start in the playoff final. I'm afraid, well, I've said we've got bigger games coming up. Do we though? Playoff final, you don't really get much bigger than that at this level, other than maybe a title potential game. But surprised to see Alcorcón there ahead of Sporting. What was the aggregate score there? Let's have a look. 5-3. They drew, no. They won 2-1 in the first leg and won 3-2 in the second. Surprised to see Real Sporting not progress through there, because they were certainly the best side that we played against this season of those around us. We simulated against Alcorcón, obviously, at the beginning of the episode and got a 2-0 win. Real Sporting, when we last played them, we lost by a goal to nil. Alcorcón and Sporting, looking for the first games against them earlier on in the season. There's Alcorcón. It was a 3-0 win against them on that occasion. And Sporting was a 2-1 defeat. So, I mean, on paper, you'd have said that Leganés and Sporting were the two sides that were going to cause us most problems in this playoff scenario. Leganés, we've brushed aside. Sporting, I was really concerned about. Alcorcón, initially, I'm like, oh, great. It's the side that I'd prefer to play. But we've been in that situation before on the channel where our playoff final opponent has been the one that we would have preferred to face, and lost. So, nothing taken for granted. Join me tomorrow for a playoff special. A final special at... Where's it being played? Just out of curiosity. What? The playoff final is being played at my ground. It's 2 legs. Oh. Okay. A dual playoff final special. I was not ready for that. The playoff final special tomorrow has 2 games. Is there a relegation playoff then in Spain? I didn't think there was. I didn't think there was a relegation promotion playoff. Maybe the playoffs literally are over 2 legs then. I'm going to have a Google of that and see what the rules are. I don't think there's a relegation playoff, but evidently it's over 2 legs in the final. Well, that makes things even more interesting for tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe with the notification bell tick so you don't miss it, and I'll see you then.